Well, hi everyone, this is Frank, Frank's Wood Designs, and welcome to my shop. This is the next video in the video series of the base cabinets I'm putting together for my workshop. So today we're going to start measuring up and cutting the cabinets that's going to go between these two saws, which is my radial arm saw and my chop saw. And I'll probably end up doing 3 cabinets that's going to go in between those two saws. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I've got the sheets of plywood broken down, and pretty much here is 2 sides to a cabinet, 2 sides to a cabinet, and here's the other side to make the 3 cabinets. And I initially was going to make the cabinets 28 inches, and then a 15.5 to the right of the radial arm saw. But I decided to go ahead and just break them up evenly, so they'll be 23 and 13/16 will be the width of each cabinet. And that'll actually look pretty good. So let's continue on. Okay, so I've got all of the plywood ends cut for the 3 cabinets, and I've got the toe kicks already all cut, and I had cut the 3.5 inch wide boards to the appropriate size to make the bottom frames. So that's what I'm going to do next, is going to start assembling those frames. Okay, my base frames are done and completed. Pocket hole drilled, glued, and screwed. So those 3 bases are done. Now all I have to do is start applying the skins to those bases. So let's go ahead and I'm going to get started on that. All right, so I have one of the cabinets put together, and I made a mistake, but I'm still able to use it. I had to construct this one just a little bit different than the other 2 that I still have to put together. And if you can kind of tell, look back here, there should not be a bar in here. So what I forgot to do, isn't that right, Addie? After I put the sides on, I forgot to make a groove in the back on the 2 sides to slip in the 1/4 inch back. So I wasn't about to take it apart, so I decided to improvise, and I have 3 cleats that are sitting on top, and I added that extra cleat because what I ended up doing was cutting out a piece of the 1/4 inch plywood and put it on the back side, so it basically got assembled after the cabinet was completed. So that'll work. My intention for the other 2 cabinets is to do it the way I wanted to do it, was to go ahead and put in that groove. So you know, no big deal. And as you can see, I'm kind of using plywood in any direction I can actually use, because I'm trying to use all the pieces that I have available and not waste any wood. It doesn't matter for here, not for the shop, it really doesn't make any difference. So, but normally I would have my grain go in this direction for a client, and the back would be in the same direction. So, but this works good for me. So let's go ahead, I'll put the cabinet in its place, and then start putting together the other 2 cabinets. But first thing I got to do is take these 4 sides and put that 1/4 inch groove in the back so I don't make the same mistake twice. So anyway, yes, I admit my mistakes on my videos. So I am not perfect, that is for sure. I am a perfectionist, but I am not perfect. Okay? Okay, so I just got done setting up my table saw, and I just did 2 passes with the normal 1/8 inch kerf blade. But I made my grooves for the plywood. This time I didn't make the mistake. And over here We've got the 4 sheets done. Okay, so, and I also, little trick, I put a little piece of blue painter's tape to always mark the outside of something I'm doing so that I know. I mean, the kick plate should help me to determine where it is, but that also helps me to know which side I'm supposed to go and do my groove on. It's not the side with the painter tape. Painter tape is always up when I'm on the table saw. And therefore, I know that I'm making it this data on the correct side of the sheet of plywood. So that's my little trick. And when you figure out the pair between the two outsides, you got to make sure. Oop, come on, zoom. You got to make sure that your toe kicks are in the appropriate area. You don't want to make a mistake of putting outside on 2 areas that are opposites, and you'd have a toe kick on one side and the other one would have a toe kick on the other side. So you got to be careful when you're making your base cabinets as well. Those professionals that do this all the time, you know that. But for those of you who have never made base cabinets or are about to make base cabinets, that's something you have to make sure you really be careful for. Okay. So my next thing is I got to take my my cleats for the top and reset up my table saw to do the same 1/4 inch groove, 2 passes for the cleats and also for the base of the cabinet, the inside base. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, so I've got the sides put on now for these last 2 cabinets. And I got the bottom board in, and I've got my grooves in on all sides to put the 1/4 inch plywood in. And that is basically what we're going to do now. Is I'm going to go ahead and get the sheet of 1/4 inch plywood and cut out the backs for both of these cabinets. So let's go ahead and get it cutting. Okay, these 3 cabinets are done and in position. So we're getting there. So I've got a cabinet for the radial arm, a cabinet for the chop saw, 3 cabinets in between. And the next to do is I'm going to do a cabinet here that'll come up to right about in this area, it's like 21 inches. And then I'll do just a little small cabinet in between here with a drawer. This way I can make a box or something. Right now it's a cardboard box, but I'll make something with the rollers that can come in and out. That's where all my little pieces I can throw in there. So, and then the other side, I'm not sure, it looks like it's going to be a little bit too big for one big cabinet. I'm not sure if I'll just do one cabinet there or not. I might, but I'll have to take a look and do some measurements. So that is it for this video, this part. The next thing is just make the cabinets for the 2 ends, and then work on either getting the top made, which will be a short torsion box, about 2.5, I think 2.5 or 2 3/4 inches. And then I'm gonna actually put drawers in some of these on the top, but on the bottom they will actually be pull-out shelves. So I don't like shelves that you just kind of put in there and you push stuff in the back, because you could never find out what the heck is in the back. I want them to be a pull-out drawer. Okay, so that's it for this video. This is Frank at Frank's Wood Designs, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care.
Bye.